Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love celebrity drama, behind the scenes moments, and those unexpected twists that even Hollywood can't script, then you're in the right place. Today's story is one of the wildest we've covered in a while. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been marriage goals for decades. But what happened live on air this week has fans whispering, questioning, and downright shocked. Did Kelly just test her marriage on national television? Did Mark pass? Or did we just witness cracks no one saw coming? Grab your popcorn, this is about to get very interesting. Let's get into the full story. The morning broadcast started like any other episode of Live with Kelly and Mark. Bright lights, upbeat music, Kelly Ripa's signature energy, Mark Consuelos' charming smile. It felt like just another cheerful weekday show. But within minutes, viewers realized something unusual was happening. Instead of the usually light banter the couple is famous for, something in the air felt tense, charged, and undeniably different. Kelly began the show by teasing the audience, a mischievous smile playing on her lips. "We're going to do something a little different today," she said, glancing at Mark with that knowing stare that always seems to say far more than her words ever reveal. Mark raised his eyebrows, already on alert. Oh, he laughed nervously. "Do I need to be worried?" What Mark didn't know was that Kelly had planned a spontaneous on-air segment, one that would put their marriage under a spotlight brighter than the studio lights, revealing emotions and reactions that neither she nor the viewers expected. Kelly explained that she wanted to play what she called a relationship truth test, a fun, supposedly harmless segment where she would ask Mark uncomfortable, tricky questions live on air, with no time to prepare. Questions that could only be answered honestly, authentically, and without hesitation. The audience loved it. Mark, less so. He shifted in his seat. "Is this something we talked about?" he asked, trying to sound casual. Kelly grinned. "Nope. That's what makes it fun." The tension broke momentarily as the audience laughed. But even then, sharp-eyed viewers noticed Mark adjust his tie, take a deep breath, and glance toward the production team as if silently asking, "Is this actually happening?" Kelly dove straight into her first question. "If you could change one thing about me, just one, what would it be?" The room froze. Even the audience fell silent. Mark hesitated but offered a politically safe answer. "I wish you'd relax more," he said. "You're always thinking 10 steps ahead." Not a bad answer, but Kelly pressed further. "Relax more? You mean I stress you out?" Mark chuckled, but it was strained. No, I just mean you don't give yourself a break." Kelly nodded slowly, but the look in her eyes said she wasn't satisfied. Then came the second question, one that immediately had fans on social media typing furiously. Kelly asked, "Have you ever lied to me to avoid an argument?" Mark froze. The audience's reaction was instant, a mix of gasps, laughs, and whispers. Mark exhaled like someone just turned the temperature up 20 degrees. He admitted, "Yes, of course. Sometimes it's better than making a small thing into a big issue." Kelly raised her eyebrows sharply. "Interesting," she said, tapping her card, as if she had just made a mental note of something significant. Then came the third question, one Kelly clearly saved for maximum impact. She leaned in, looked Mark directly in the eye, and asked, "If you weren't married to me, do you think you'd still be happy?" The studio went silent. Mark blinked, taken aback. "Where is this coming from?" he asked slowly. Kelly shrugged. "It's just a question. The viewers love honesty." Mark took his time answering, and for the first time that morning, he seemed genuinely emotional. "I don't know what my life would look like without you," he said. "But I know it wouldn't be better." A collective awe washed over the room. But instead of softening Kelly's expression, the answer seemed to make her more contemplative, almost distant. Viewers later commented that the moment felt too real, like the couple had slipped out of their talk show personas and into something far more vulnerable, almost fragile. But Kelly wasn't done. She introduced a segment that none of the staff had prepared for. She asked Mark to take a live compatibility quiz in front of the entire audience. Questions like, who apologizes first after fights? Who starts most arguments? Who is more stubborn? Who hides purchases? Who keeps secrets? Who trusts the other more? Mark tried to keep the tone playful, but the pressure was visible. His smile tightened. His responses grew shorter, more careful. And Kelly? She looked like she was searching his face for answers beyond the words. Like she wanted proof that everything between them was as perfect as the public believed. But then came the twist that caught everyone off guard. During one of the compatibility questions, Kelly accidentally revealed something she wasn't supposed to. Something deeply personal. She said, in passing, "Well, unlike you, I don't go to sleep angry." Mark immediately looked up. "Hold on," he said. "Are you saying I go to sleep angry? That's not true." Kelly folded her arms. "Really? You've never just shut down to avoid continuing a disagreement?" That was the moment the tone shifted. The banter stopped feeling like a bit. Suddenly it felt raw, like a real marital conflict was unfolding live. Mark responded firmly. "I don't shut down. I just don't want to say the wrong thing when we're both tired." Kelly paused, her expression softening for a fraction of a second before shifting back into show host mode. "So, you do shut down," she said teasingly, but the edge in her voice lingered. Mark sighed, and for the first time he looked tired. The audience didn't know whether to laugh or stay quiet. It was the kind of moment that straddled the line between entertainment and real life, too polished to be a full argument, too emotional to be simply a gimmick. Then Kelly made her boldest move yet. She pulled out a sealed envelope and announced that she had asked the producers to compile a list of Mark's most husband-like qualities. Based on staff observations, Mark was stunned. "People were observing me?" he asked, half laughing, half bewildered. Kelly nodded proudly. "Every day. They see us when we're not on camera." That envelope became the source of the biggest twist of the entire broadcast. Kelly opened it slowly, theatrically, building suspense. Inside were 5 traits, selected anonymously by the staff. The first 4 were harmless: supportive, funny, patient, protective. But the 5th trait made the air leave the room. Kelly read aloud. "Sometimes seems disconnected." Mark looked genuinely hurt. "Disconnected?" he repeated. "That's what they think?" Kelly tried to laugh it off. "Well, it's just how it appears sometimes." Mark shook his head. "Disconnected? I show up every day. I give everything to this job, to us." Kelly started to speak, but Mark continued, choosing his words with deliberate care. "You know me. You know I'm present. If someone feels I'm disconnected, maybe it's because I'm trying to keep up with everything." This was the moment the twist sharpened. Unexpected and almost cinematic Kelly, for the first time that morning, softened completely. "Mark," she said quietly, "I didn't bring this up to hurt you. I brought it up because I wanted to show people that even long marriages, even strong marriages, need understanding." Her voice wavered, and for a heartbeat, the show wasn't a show anymore. It was 2 people who loved each other deeply but were human, navigating the invisible pressures of fame, marriage, family, and a job that broadcast their relationship to millions. Mark reached over and took her hand, something he rarely does in serious moments on air. The audience melted. Kelly looked down at their hands and took a steadying breath. "I didn't realize things like this affected you so much," she said softly. Mark responded, "Only because it's you." Another twist, this time a tender one, washed over the studio. What began as a marriage test suddenly transformed into a candid, emotional reminder that even celebrity couples have moments of miscommunication, insecurities, and tough conversations. And then, as if returning to the regularly scheduled rhythm, Kelly lightened the mood. "Okay," she said. "Last question, and then I'm letting you off the hook." Mark laughed. "Thank God." Kelly asked, "Would you marry me again?" The audience cheered. Mark didn't hesitate. "Of course," he said, smiling warmly. "But," he added dramatically, "only if I get to approve the script next time." The entire room erupted in laughter. Kelly threw her head back. And for the first time that morning, the tension fully lifted. They ended the segment hand in hand, joking and laughing, proving that even in moments of stress, their chemistry, raw, imperfect, beautifully human, still shines. But social media had a very different reaction. As soon as the segment aired, fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The hashtag Kelly and Mark marriage test started trending within minutes. Fans speculated whether Kelly was trying to make a point, whether Mark had been caught off guard, and whether the couple was revealing more than they intended. Some users insisted the entire thing was scripted. Others argued the emotional reactions were too real to fake. A few fans even suggested that Kelly planned the segment after noticing Mark had seemed distant on recent episodes. But the most fascinating reaction came from viewers who said the moment made them appreciate the couple more than ever. Because the truth is, no marriage is picture perfect, no relationship avoids tough moments forever. And in a world where celebrity couples often pretend everything is flawless, Kelly and Mark's raw honesty felt refreshing, even inspiring. They didn't hide, they didn't pretend. They navigated discomfort in real time and came out the other side stronger, live, on air, with millions watching. And that may be the biggest twist of all, because instead of being a sign of trouble, the entire segment ended up showing exactly why Kelly and Mark have lasted for nearly 3 decades. They communicate, they challenge each other, and they're not afraid to confront uncomfortable truths, even when the world is watching. As the episode ended, viewers felt they had witnessed something intimate, vulnerable, and unforgettable. And whether the segment was planned, spontaneous, or a little bit of both, it left fans talking, analyzing, and cheering for the couple all day long. One thing is certain, Kelly Ripa didn't break her marriage on live TV. She revealed it. Complex, imperfect, loving, and real. And Mark Consuelos? He didn't just survive the test. He proved why he's still the partner she chose and continues to choose every single day. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most unexpectedly dramatic moments on live television, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next breakdown of celebrity surprises.